Hey, Tony Gaskins here. Y'all gotta forgive me because it is dark and I'm driving, so you can't really see me. And I gotta run a couple errands. Gotta lock up my office and get my wife a hot tea from Starbucks. And want to touch on this because I was talking to a client today, and I have talked about this before on a video, just about, I think the video could have been why there are so many single men, or no, it was talking about something. It was talking about the problem that single men are having. And this is something that I've noticed. And now what you got to understand about myself is I'm not giving you opinions, I'm giving you observations. And that's what a lot of people don't realize. I'm giving you observations from me being in the field doing this here work. What I have noticed, and you got to look at this, and we're not talking about exceptions to the rule, we're talking about the rule. So whenever I'm talking about this, I'm not talking about the one person I know, the two people I know, the three people I know. I'm talking about a consensus. But what I have noticed is that men tend to marry up and women tend to marry down. What I'm talking about with that is in the looks department. You don't often see a man who the world says is handsome with a woman who the world says is not pretty. And then there are exceptions to the rule, but men tend to be able to get a woman above themselves in the looks department or out of their league. And some of us date on our level, and some of us will date down. But what I want you to do is, just being that you may not have access to hundreds of people or thousands of people, you just kind of got to look around. Now, one thing with women is women's body typically change over time, especially after giving birth to kids. A lot of women's body change, and a man's body changes just based on metabolism slowing down and being lazy. But a woman literally can, put on weight when she have a baby, and then some of that weight could stay on there, and then some of the habits form, some of the snacking or eating habits formed in pregnancy, eating for comfort or what have you, could kind of stay with the woman after the baby is gone. And then, just as humans, women are made up of more fat than men, and men are made up of more muscle than women on average. And so when a woman just lives like me and my wife, we could live the same exact lifestyle, we eat the exact same, but my body is gonna be in a different category than her body just because of the genetic makeup. So as a man, a person, if they see me in person, they may say I have an athletic build, but they may not say my wife has an athletic build, depending on what kind of, because what's considered athletic for a woman is kind of like the Lululemon models. They may just say, she's in shape, or she's in normal shape, healthy condition. It's different standards because of the body makeup of men and women. And so what I see a lot is that men are able to get women that are a couple notches up. So if you give a man a 6, a man who is a 6 can get a woman who's an 8. If you give a woman a 6, on a scale of 10, you rarely see that woman with an 8. With a man who you would say is an 8. And when I say these numbers now, you could look at it as looks, or you could look at it across the board, as far as meaning income and family, lineage, and all of that. So it's kind of like, and I want you to start paying attention to this now. It's kind of like a woman who may be on the looks, you say she's a 6. But then because she comes from a millionaire family, on the family side, she's a 10. 10 plus 6 is 16. 16 divided by 2 is 8. So when you put the looks with the family she come from, she may come out as an 8. That woman as an 8 can get a man who is an 8, or get a man who is a 10 in the looks department, because her family brought her looks up. Because this man who may be a 8 in the looks, but he's a 4 in his family, so he really a 6. But because she got money, follow me now, follow me. Because she got money, she's not looking for a man with money, because she's straight. But she want a man that look tantalizing to her. So she get a old man. She get a man who is a 8 to 10 in the looks, and she don't care what kind of family he come from. He could have been raised outside with wolves. She don't care about that. He howling at midnight and everything. She don't care about that, because she got money, so she just looking for looks. So that's how that works. So it's very unfortunate, but this is what we are facing. And we honestly need a reality check. We honestly need a reality check. And so I was talking to a gentleman, and he was like, well, you know, modern women, because that's the term everybody using. He was like, modern women are a little delusional, basically. He was like, modern women just really not understanding, because they are, he's saying the modern women are they want this certain type of man. They want a man who look like this. And he was like, it's unrealistic, whereas men have to take it on the chin, meaning, you know, take the truth on the chin. Like, no. Now what's going on here now? What we got going on? Take a look. Peek in here now. Knock, knock. Okay, lock on up there. I'm doing my remodeling my office space. And with this here office space, y'all take a little note. Y'all, this a commercial break. With this office space, I'm gonna have a podcast studio in here, so you'll be able to come podcast for $50 an hour. And I'm gonna have headshot space in there, so you'll be able to come get your headshot. And I'm gonna have a little standard office, so if you got you a big meeting, and if you got you a big meeting, it's not an office, it's in Odessa, Florida. So basically like Tampa area. Got you a big meeting, you finna close you some M's, you can use the office space. Or if you want to do in-person coaching, if you're in Central Florida, or you just want to come in for the day and film a course, and then go and make you 7 figures off your course, 6 figures, 5 figures, then so I have little packages like that for you. I could write your outline for your course, help you with the shooting of your course. If you want to do an interview style, I can interview you. Course production typically run $5,000 to $10,000, just depending on what all you need. Could be cheaper, $2,500, just depending on what you need. But them courses is sell for life. So, you know, I've earned 7 figures from courses. So I'm really advocate of it. So now back to what I was saying. So y'all get ready now. When my office get ready, I'll be open up to my clients and to the Blessed Tribe and to the students of Tony Gaskins Academy. And I'm gonna have headshot days to where it'll be like, hey, come on, get your headshot, $50. Drive on in. We'll get to meet, shake hands, and take you a good headshot for your business card, for your mymentor.life page, for your website. Come on in. Have them top of the line photographer come on over. Get some good headshots. And if you in Central Florida and you're a photographer, then you need to sign up for a course, because I don't do business with people who don't support my business. So if you ain't in the Blessed Tribe, if you ain't on the academy, don't ask me for nothing. I don't let people just come eat off of me. You got to support both. You got to go both ways. So now listen to me. So we in this place right now where I want everybody, if you single, male or female, if you are single, I'm here to tell you, God does not care about what you want in the looks department, because God does not judge us by how we look. It is not true that you need a person to look a certain way for you to be faithful. That's not true. Your faithfulness is determined by your character. So if you don't have character, you're not going to be able to be faithful regardless of what your spouse looks like. So God has no respect of persons, meaning that he doesn't have favorites. And he judges by our heart, our actions, our character, not our looks. So what I want people to understand is that you got to get in right standing. And what you have to realize is when you're looking for somebody, you got to take a couple notches off on the look scale. Because let me tell you, let me help you understand something with the looks, okay? When it comes to the looks, people are looking for somebody that look good to them. And a lot of times people are looking for, what I notice a lot of single men especially is looking for a woman that looks better than them. And the way that the men get it is they could provide a lifestyle. So if the woman see he got money, now the looks don't matter as much. And I want to give you a real life example. And no offense to anybody, but I'm going to give you a real life example. And let's take Lil Wayne. Okay, we'll take Lil Wayne. If you look at his baby mothers, I believe Lauren London may be one of his baby mothers, Nivea. We never see guys who look like Lil Wayne in real life. If a man look like Lil Wayne, not the old Lil Wayne, I'm talking about the Lil Wayne that got these women. We never see guys that look like Lil Wayne with women that look like Lauren London, unless they are a dope boy in your city. Then they could get a better looking a woman that look like Lauren London. Okay? Want you to think about that. Now, when you look at P. Diddy, the everyday version of him, just, and not to say that he looked in a kind of way, but just, even if you say, if P. Diddy had no money, I'd give him a 8 or 7, 6, whatever you'll rank him. I don't know. Because I can't tell you, I can't judge no man. I don't know what a handsome man look like. I don't know what a good looking man is, but I know what look ugly. I know what look ugly look like. And so, now Lil Wayne, now I can see right there, brother, you might need to leave that lean alone. It's starting to weather you. So now listen to me. Now P. Diddy, let's take him as an average, everyday man, okay? Never do we see an average, everyday man. What I mean, $50,000 to $70,000 a year. We do not see that man with a woman who looked like Cassie that P. Diddy was with. We don't see that. We don't see that. Now, exceptions to the rule, yes. We're not talking about exceptions to the rule. And when you do see it now, that man is a dope boy. So, but I'm talking about an average, everyday man. Your average, everyday man making around 50K to 70K. Typically, those men have to date on their level. They get their looks equivalent. Sometimes it be a little step down, but it's different factors that go into it. So a man and woman could look like they on the same page. They could look like they, on the same level, but the man may have a lisp. And the woman maybe used to was her, like she was her. And then just got complacent, got comfortable, put on a little weight. And so it's like when the man got her, she was above, like she was out of his league. But then she settled on down into his league. She was relegated. She went from level 1 down on level 2, level 3, wherever he at. After she, metabolism started to slow down and she put on a little weight. But when he got her, he probably was out of his league a little bit. And typically, you'll see that too now. But what the issue is today is what I'm noticing. The men that women want, the type of look that single women are looking for, that look does not want them. It's an unfortunate thing now. That look does not want them. Oh, and what I was saying about the young man, he was saying, modern women, they got it twisted because they want a man who look like this, look like that. But, as he was saying, as men, we got to be more realistic. And he said, I have to understand I can't have no Lori Harvey. But what he was saying is like, modern women, your everyday woman, she want a man that's the equivalent of a Lori Harvey, the male version. Whereas he's saying men are more realistic. But that's true for some men, but those men are becoming more of an exception than the rule, because a lot of men is now wanting a woman that is not on their level. And now again, a man can do it when his money get up. So I want you to understand this right here now. Let's take, for example, now, y'all really be, y'all really, it's hard to talk to women, and see, this is the thing. I don't want to say the wrong thing. Nah, I don't want to say the wrong thing, but I'm gonna tell you, okay? Every human being we have to take ourselves down a couple notches. So if I think I'm an 8, I'm a 6. We need to understand that. And then some people are, don't tell us to take ourselves. That's our problem. We need to be confident. I am a 10. Listen, the Bible say be lowly at heart. The Bible say pride come for a fall. The Bible tell you to be humble. So what that mean is, the Bible tell you need to think you a 6 instead of thinking you a 8. Okay? I'm gonna tell you like that right now. Lowly at heart, that means you meek, you humble. Listen to me now. Because it's a lot of women that when I say Russell Wilson is not him, that he almost hit that car. That car came out way too far. But see, when they do that, I like to go almost brush them, just to scare them, just to let them know, like, slow your behind down. Pulling up to the turn like that. Come on now, little Volkswagen Jetta. Like, you pull on out there now, hit me. No good well that insurance ain't finna cover nothing. So now, what we have to realize is, when I say, okay, Russell Wilson, I'm trying to tell y'all, Russell Wilson, his type, you got to understand what I'm telling you now, his type would not be able to get a Sierra level woman in high school. He could get that level of woman now at this level. But his type will more so be with a white woman, and that's who his first wife was. A white woman. And they showed that lady picture now. On the podcast, they showed that lady picture. Now, they called her laughing a little excessively hard. And so it was a bad picture. But people was arguing with me on this. And I stand on what I stand on now. That lady is not on Sierra level. His first wife is not on Sierra level, and that's why he left. Listen to me now, because I'm watching several men do this. Leave their regular wife that is on their level for a woman that is out of their league once they get a brand and some money. I'm trying to tell you. And I'm going to tell you a clear example of how Sierra's out of Russell level is all that twerking Sierra do online. When she come with them slits all in her booty, slits on her pants showing booty cheek, and she popping the pee and twerking, listen, there's not a black man in the world that's gonna let his woman do all that online. It just ain't, because men territorial. But when your woman is out your league, you not finna tell her nothing. I'm here to tell you right now, my wife not finna be online doing all that. If she want to be online doing all that, I got to go. I got to go. Because what it is you being a hindrance to your brethren. Men already addicted to pornography. And then women say, oh, that ain't my fault. They need to get their life together. No, that's why the Bible say, do not be a hindrance to your brethren. It's saying you have to be responsible for your actions. It's saying, don't you do something that's going to trip somebody else up. But in the secular world, in the carnal world, we feel like everything is just on them. So a woman, basically, a secular woman will say, well, I could walk by a man with a thong on and twerking his face, and he just need to have self-control to not look. That is his problem, not mine. Not according to the Bible. And I'm talking to Christians and people who believe on that level. So if you don't believe on that and you're not no Christian, then not everything I say gonna relate to you. Now see, listen now, you flying up here that fast on this regular road. And now, if you hit me in the back now, come on now. I be putting my hand out the window sometime and just telling, hey, slow down now. Why is you driving that fast? This ain't the Autobahn in Germany. Come on now. So listen to me. I'm trying to tell y'all now, I know what I'm talking about, but y'all don't think I do. And then women be like, oh, Russell fine. And every woman who's done said that, I'm trying to tell you, listen to me, sister. He fine to you. He fine to you. And you can't see him without money and fame. Oh, he looked good in high school. To you. That's what I'm trying to tell you. It's not a woman that we as men see on the equivalent of Sierra saying he fine. It's women who we don't see on that same level saying he fine. So that's what you have to understand. That's what you have to understand. If you looking up to him, then yes. If you thinking he a 10 and you'll give yourself a 6 or a 7, then yeah, he look good to you. Because you looking up to him. And so this is what we have to understand. So it's like this right here. The only difference between, for me, like my wife, in my mind, she just as pretty as Lori Harvey. The difference is they age and they body. If my wife ain't have 2 kids and she could just work out and do Pilates every day, all day, and have a chef and all of that, her body could look any way she wanted to look. But as she tell me, her lifestyle different, so she have a different physique than she had when she was 25. Now she's in her mid-30s. So everybody knows that. Like, we all understand that based on our lifestyle, based on our time and what we able to do. But at the end of the day though, I see my wife just as beautiful. And because I don't watch porn and because I don't cheat on my wife, I'm infatuated with everything about her body. Even I love her body more than she love her body. I be complimenting her body and she think I'm just lying. She get out of here. I don't want to hear that. Whatever. That's not a compliment, because you like a certain kind of shape. So if you tell me I'm looking good, that ain't the shape I want to have. And I'm like, you don't want to have the shape that your husband like, nah? I'm like, what you want to be out here, a twig? I'm like, okay, you gonna be a twig. I'm finna go. I'm finna go. I'm finna be like the rest of these men. You go out here, you lose all that weight. You go out here a toothpick you wanna be. I got to go. I got to go, sister. Not finna be. No. Lord ain't get me on this level to be able to buy this here food to have you walking around here looking malnourished now. Better keep a little meat on your bones. But she just be talking because she ain't trying to lose that weight. She like her shape and where she at, and she just want to tone up and all that. She ain't trying to be, looking malnourished or nothing. And I love that though. I love that, and I am infatuated with her body because I focus on her. See, the problem with our relationships today is the fact that we have so many options. So when you have a lot of options, the single men, they looking at all of these different bodies. So they looking at so many bodies that it's hard for them to appreciate a normal woman. It's hard for them to appreciate a normal, everyday woman because they looking at all of these women who are from the World Wide Web. They're not being realistic about women who in their city. Bro, nah, you gonna have to hold on. Nah, you in this here truck, you need to wait. We got people coming around here. We got stuff to do now. You in the truck, you working. You need to wait your turn, buddy. And so the men can't appreciate an everyday normal woman. Like, okay, cellulite, that's normal. Stretch marks, that's normal. Two-tone skin, that's normal. Different parts of the body gonna be darker than other parts, that's normal. The little whatever the little dots on the leg from the hair follicle, that's normal. But men go and see women who are airbrushed, women who done had all kind of treatment, all kind of laser treatment, all kind of Botox, all kind of filler, all kind of sculpting, all kind of lipo, and they think that's real. Can I have 2 tall, hot chai tea lattes?
Sure thing, 2 hot chai tea. Raymond, what else can I get for you?
That'll be all.
Alright, that's gonna come out to $9.14. I'll see you at the window.
Thank you. Lord's still dealing with me. I'll see you at the window. Like, listen here, man. Listen. Don't put all that extra on my drink now. I order a drink, you need to say, okay, thank you. I'll see you at the window. I'll see you at the window. Like, come on, bro. Come on now. No, come on now. You ain't got to do all that. You ain't got to do all that in 2023 now. I'll see you at the window. The Lord's still dealing with me. The Lord's still dealing with me. Forgive me. You know, every time I come on here, I say I'm finna come on here and I'm finna talk like a doctor and be real serious and straight face and just, and I get on here and just be talking about stuff I ain't supposed to be talking about. So now listen to me. With the World Wide Web, men now have an inflated sense of self, and so do women. Because now with singles being able to see so many faces, so many people, you got to remember that there was a time and day where we would pick people would pick their partner based on what's in their city. So in your city, it's just gonna be a certain type of look, and there may be one rare look, but it's just one person, 2 people, 3 people, so the other rare looks get that person now, and then the more common features all link up and get together. But with the World Wide Web, we're seeing faces from all over the country and all over the world. So now it makes every city, no matter where you at, you could be in Podunk, Arkansas, and because what you have access to on your phone, it feel like you in South Beach, Miami, or Los Angeles, California. Like, I was just in LA working, and just walking down the street, just walking across the street, I'm seeing women that look like $40 million a year models, like Victoria's Secret models, just walking across the street. That's Los Angeles. That's not in, that same look is not in Arbondale, Florida, where I'm from. So online, that look is on the phone. So now all of a sudden a man feel like, oh, well, if this is out there, I want this, not this, what I'm around, not everything I'm around. And a man will forget where he at, and the same with a woman. A woman will say, well, hey, I want this right here. And so what we have to do, what y'all gonna have to do, not we, what y'all gonna have to do as singles is you're gonna have to start kind of taking looks off the table. Yes, you don't, I'm not saying a person ought to make your stomach hurt now. I ain't saying you ought to get no stomach ache off nobody, but you're gonna have to start taking looks off the table and focusing more on character. And it's gonna have to go both ways, because the thing about it is, what's unfair, and this is what you're gonna say, well, Tony, that's unfair because you're telling me to take looks off the window, I mean off the table, but now the person I'm dealing with, they got looks on the table. So now they coming to me for my looks, but then I'm supposed to be with them for their character. And that's the hard part. I admit that is the hard part, because this the thing. I could tell a woman, hey, don't focus so much on looks. And then here come Lil Ugly. So here come Lil Ugly. And he shoot his shot, and she like, oh man, Tony said, don't focus so much on looks, so I'm gonna give him a chance. But then what's unfair is he's doing what I asked her not to do. He going and getting a woman, he want a woman out of his league, notches above him, and he want to try to pretend he the sweetest thing in the world, and like he got the best character, and then she give him a chance based on that fake character he's showing her, and then he become controlling, toxic, and abusive. And his character is worse than how he looked, and she did him a favor. That's the hard part. That's the hard part. So then on the flip side, you got to say, well, I'm going to go for what I like in the looks department, because if they all going to have issues, if they all going to have bad character at some point, at some turn, then I'm going to at least be satisfied when I'm looking this man in the face. And that's fine. That is fine. Just understand that you're going to have to deal with a little more attitude out the gate. Because if this man is an 8, he going to think he a 10. Because he can technically get a 10, but he could get a broke 10. Meaning, he could go pluck a 10 off the pole at the strip club. He can go pluck a 10 out the bar. He could go pluck a 10 out the McDonald's drive-thru. He's not going to pluck no 10 out of corporate America now. But he could get him a looks in the 10 department, but her social status and where she at and how much she make, she might be at a 2 or a 4.
Hey, how you doing?
All righty.
Good to hear. That's 914.
All right.
Here you are.
Thank you.
Did you want stoppers in each of the chai tea?
Oh, yes, that'll be great.
Sure. Let me check on
It's okay. It's okay.
Oh, you sure? I mean, it'll take a minute.
I'm positive. I'm positive.
Okay, I got both of those transfer. Appreciate it.
All righty. Thank you.
Here you are.
All right. Have a good one.
Have a nice night.
All righty, you too. Now, see, one thing about me is I'm real awkward in the sense of people be like, how you doing? And I'll say, thank you. But they'll be like, have a good one. And I'll say, tomorrow. Or I'll say, no thank you. Like, I'm real awkward like that, because I'm an introvert. So I always be, I don't be knowing what to say, because I grew up my whole life not talking to anybody. I only talked in comfortable settings with, friends. But I never showed anybody my real personality. Ironically, it's really strange that I show personality on YouTube, because so people think that I'm not shy. But I do this just because it's part of my purpose, and the Lord be with me while I'm shooting these videos. But outside of this, I really don't show personality outside of one-on-one. And this like a one-on-one because I'm on the phone. And so now listen to me, what I was telling you. We have to be more realistic. We got to be more realistic in the fact of, when y'all out here looking to date, you're gonna have to come to a place to where you say, okay, let me be open-minded, and let me get to know this person for who they are, and then let me see if they are the same way. So don't date down, date on your level. Date on your level. So get to know what is your level. Get to know what is your level. And the best way you're gonna be able to find this out, really honestly, is in coaching. And you're gonna have to do coaching of someone with someone of the opposite sex. So if you're a man, you need to hire a woman who's gonna be real with you. And if you're a woman, you need to hire a man that's gonna be real with you. And then what y'all do is you go on Instagram, and the coach is looking at their following, who they're following, and they looking up people like celebrities and stuff like that, and the man gonna tell you, okay, based on your looks, this is the look of a man that will be naturally, organically, authentically attracted to you. And the same with the woman. The woman coach will be able to tell the man, hey, based on your look and what you giving off, it's giving a little ugly. I'm playing. But based on what you giving off, and we'll say what you giving off, we'll say how you showing up in the world, we'll use something like that right there, because you don't want to tell the man, yes, unfortunately, I don't know how to say this, but you kind of have a face that only a mother could love. So you don't want to hit the man with that now. So you want to be able to say, well, okay, based on your energy and just your, you know, your style, and from my studies and just analyzing countless couples, this is the type of woman that will be naturally attracted to you. And now on both of these cases, what's gonna happen is we're not going to see eye to eye on stuff. There's a lot of people that told me my wife looked better than me. And the reason why people will say that, though, what they don't realize is I went down and she went up. My wife looks better every year she aged. She looked better every year. So a lot of people, she's always been pretty, but she literally looked better every year. And of course, you know, with better skin care and better hair care, better, you know, food to eat, just better esthetician and all this, better eyebrow lady, you're gonna look better. And so better clothes, better jewelry, you're gonna look better. It's a whole package. So my wife looked better, I look worse. I got bags under my eyes, I got wrinkles in my forehead, I done put 30 pounds on since I met my wife. I look worse. Now I'm finna reverse the clock on y'all and get in shape on y'all. But so when people say that, I get it. Hey, you right. I'm like soda, she like wine. One will go flat and the other ones get more expensive. So, and this is what people don't understand. I just showed my wife this today, and this is what I want husbands to understand, and this is what I want women to understand too. My wife, she go do treatment on her face, and it's a once a year thing. On this month alone, at the esthetician, my wife has spent $4,000 in 1 month. $4,000 in 1 month. I was telling that to my client, we was on the phone, because I was looking to see what the treatment was that she got today. The treatment she got today on her face, $625. Oh, that wasn't her face, the last one. The last one was $300 laser hair removal. And that's another thing. And then the other one was the face treatment. It was like $2,800. So a lot of times people don't understand that. And listen to me, I don't have Steve Harvey money. So when you look at a Lori Harvey, and then she got her own money too, and she ain't got no kids. So when you look at somebody like that and you comparing yourself, I'm telling you, them treatments that women could get, them treatments make a world of a difference. Them treatments make a difference. You literally could go in there looking like Freddie and come out of there looking like Janet. I'm trying to tell you. Them treatments make a difference now. I am trying to tell you now. Because I started getting me a little bit of them. And I'm still looking rough, but I'm looking better than I was when I went in there. Listen to me. So I want you to understand that you can't compare your looks to celebrity looks. And you gotta make sure that you're not lusting after celebrities, and you're not looking for and waiting on someone who give you the same feeling your celebrity crush give you when you see your celebrity crush or hear your celebrity crush talk. You got to make sure of that. Now see, you jumping way on out here, police. Don't be hopping out here like that, trying to hop behind my tag, running my tag illegally. Jumped out here too fast. Trying to see if you can see something. So listen to me. When you go into this dating world, make sure that you're looking at people with the eyes of God. You judging them the way God judges us. And the other thing is, make sure that you get an understanding of, okay, where you are right now. If you want to meet somebody right now, this is the looks range. This is your looks compatibility scale. And you got to understand that if it's somebody on the outside looking in, they're going to give it to you. Tell them to give it to you blood raw. And you got to realize that we cannot see ourselves the way other people see us. So if a woman tell me, okay, Tony, and I know she got a good spirit, I done watched her videos, she operating from the right place, she not no Jezebel, she got the right spirit. If she tell me, Tony, this right here is your looks capability. I remember when I was in college, I was dating down just because I happened to meet the young lady, and then next thing I know, she had a car, she had money, and I needed some help up there. I ain't had no car, I ain't had no extra spending money, so she was buying me food every day. She was doing my laundry. She would let me hold her car. Man, look, I had to go on, like I say, on the look scale, I probably would have gave her a 4. But the fact that she had a savings over $2,000 in there. Oh, I'm finna help you spend this, sister. It was a white girl. Oh, I'm finna help you spend this. And she had a little car too. Oh yeah, I'm finna be bending the E-corner. Me and my homeboy gonna use this car to go to the club. Oh yeah. So guess what? That made her a 7 or an 8. Having a savings and a car. And I remember a black girl from DC came up to me and said, Tony, you are a waste of a fine black man. That's what she said to me. She said, you are a waste of a fine black man. Now, she was calling me fine, and I did not like her look either. I wouldn't date her either. So the fact that she was calling me fine was not a compliment to me. I was like, hold on, listen, I need somebody else to call me fine. Now listen, you ain't really my cup of tea right now. And so, you know, I was not into white women, but that's just what was up there in West Virginia. And 1% black in the whole state at that time in 2002. And so, that's what she said to me. And then somebody else said to me, I can't remember if it was a white woman, it was a black woman, but they said, Tony, I don't understand why you're dating such and such, because it really looks like you can get so much better. Like, I don't understand it. And it just was me. I just wasn't. When I got to know people, I looked at them based on their heart and how they treated me. I didn't just, and I was insecure growing up. So when I got acne in my face in middle school, it made me very insecure. So I looked at myself as ugly. And then when I grew out of the acne, I still looked at myself as ugly. And so women was looking at me and talking about me and saying one thing about me, but I couldn't compute it. I didn't see myself the way it sounded like they saw me, because I felt like, you know, a pimple face, ugly kid. And I had a nice body. I knew that. I knew me being, you know, swole with the muscles and the abs. I knew that was a plus, but I just felt ugly. And I look how I look now, just younger, without bags under my eyes and wrinkles, but I just felt ugly from going through a bad stage of acne from like 7th grade to 10th grade, through 10th grade. And then I got the Panoxyl bar from the dermatologist, and the Panoxyl bar took off my layer of my skin and gave me a fresh start, a new skin. And my skin been decent since. But I say that to say, I was dating women that I didn't think they were pretty. I thought they was okay looking, but I didn't think they was pretty, gorgeous, fine, hot, tempting. I ain't think none of that. I wanted to date in a comfort zone. I wanted to be the prize. I wanted to be out their league because of where I was with my insecurity. And I wanted to be able to get over, wanted to be able to get money from them, wanted to be able to get clothes from them. My whole wardrobe was bought by women back then. Everything I had, I remember my wife used to clown me when I met her. Oh, that's all you like to wear. I never told her that woman bought them clothes for me, because then she would have felt some kind of way, like, oh, you dating me and still your favorite outfit is bought by another woman. I ain't tell her that my ex had bought that. But that was the life I was living though. And that's what I want you to understand, is that sometimes you will see somebody and you may, as a woman, you may look at this guy and you may say, well, man, this guy, he looked handsome to me. You may think he handsome, and then you may think his woman is average. That's because of how he feels about himself, and that's because of how they're dynamic. That's because of what he may need from her. Like, I done seen a man leave a woman and go to another woman, and the men will go to this other woman who don't look as good as the woman they left, but the woman that they went to got more money, got more clout, got more prestige, got more connections. And so he sees her as higher on the totem pole. And vice versa, the same thing happened with women. Women will do the same thing. And so we're dating based on power dynamics. The world, single people today is picking people as a business deal. And that's why you hear people saying it. The podcaster said marriage is a business deal. That's horrible advice. Because it's a horrible way to look at it, but that's how people looking at it. So that's why it's so fewer people getting together, because they see it as a business deal. And the thing that messes people up, especially men, the thing that messes men up is when they see a woman with this certain type of guy. Might be an athlete, tattoos, and all of that, and she get dogged out. Then after she get dogged out, she meet a guy that would be labeled a square, or a lame, or a nerd. And then, but because he make 200 and some thousand, she get with him, and he's the absolute complete opposite of what she genuinely and typically attracted to. So then men see that and say, you can't trust these women. They gold diggers, and they go after the man with the most money, even if she don't really like him, don't really think he attractive or handsome. It's just after the man she wanted dogged the eye, then she coming to me. And so, but guess what? The man is not blind. The man not blind. So the man say, oh, so you used to be with the guy that got all these tattoos, that look like a thug, talk like a thug, walk like a thug, act like a thug, and now you come to me and I am the complete opposite. So are you truly attracted to me, or are you just settling for me? And she said, no, I was lost, and I thought that was the thing to do. I thought that was cool. That's what my friends were doing, so that's why I did it. But then I learned in that relationship that that's not the way to go, and that you cannot trust athletes. And it's like, that's why I'm just so into you, because as a doctor, and you're a reader, and you're a studier, you know, you're just not inflated ego. And the man just listening to her is going in one ear and out the other ear, because men are insecure. Men do not give ourselves the benefit of the doubt. So when a woman give us a compliment, we really don't let it sink in, because we don't feel that highly about ourselves. So the man is letting it go in one ear and out the other, and then a few years in, he cheats on her. And then the woman is heartbroken because she said, I was cheated on by the tough guy, the cool guy, the bad boy, the thug, and then now I got cheated on by the lame, the nerd, the square. I can't win. And the thing about it is the reason why it happened like that is because she chose the first man for approval, because she felt like if he chooses her, in return, that make her beautiful, and that means she's beautiful, and she's her, and she's worthy, and she all of this. And then she chose the other man by default because she had been hurt by what she thought she wanted. So the first man cheated on her just because he's a dog and he's a no good man. The second man cheated on her because he felt like he's being used for as a security blanket for money, because the thugs won't do right by him. So he said, well, I'm gonna show you. You think I'm a lame and a square? I'm gonna show you I could go out here and get me. I could get women too, just like your ex. I'm finna go and lay this pole down on somebody and let you find out about it, because I want to see if you love me like you love him. You forgave him when he cheated on you and stayed with him until you couldn't no longer stay. So now I want to see if you gonna stay for me. And then if she won't stay, then he gonna be like, okay, well, good riddance, because you ain't want me anyway, because I'm not even your type. And so that's why you have to choose authentically from the jump. So that's why you got to erase your past. If you've never been married, if you haven't had children by a certain type of man, you going into a clean slate. So as you moving forward, the man that you meet, and if you're a man, listen to this, the woman that you meet, that you choose, it need to be somebody of character and substance, and they need to feel like they are your standard. Not they're your last resort. They're your hand-me-down. They're your safety blanket. They're who you come to after, because you done been dogged out by what you thought you wanted. They need to feel like that. And I remember one time my wife said to me, she only said it once in our life, I was feeling insecure because her ex was 6'4". I'm 5'10". I said, you don't even like me in my height. Probably every guy you done talked to is a basketball player. I'm a football player. And you 5'8", so you can't naturally be attracted to me. And she said to me, she said, I don't think you realize how fine you are to me. And I was like, but then when I looked at it, when I look back, as I got a little older, when I look back, I say, you know what? Her ex-boyfriends all looked it like Master Shredder from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I'm like, and now as I look back, I'm like, all these guys look like they had big old body, little old head. I've seen like three or so different guys she had dated over the years, you know, but only one was a serious relationship. I said, all of them, just not now. One of them is what women say is a handsome man. So then I had to change the way I was looking at myself. And then I could believe what she said. And she used to just stare at me. We would be sitting in her room, and I look up and she'll just be staring at me. why do this woman look so hard at me? I'm like, she trying to count my pores. I'm like, she taking just a mental picture. Like, what is she doing? Like, why is she looking at me so hard? But it could have been just, you know, I was a different look than what she was used to. Because the guys she hadn't dated, like in high school, she wasn't allowed to date, so it was kind of play. They kind of had like the thug kind of face, like the little rough around the edge, like the kind of guys who fall and cut their eye open on the side of the curb from playing outside with the fire hydrant. It was like them kind of guys, like in the projects, tripping and falling and just scarred all up. It just looked a little rough. But I think my look was a little more clean around the edges. And so she looked at me differently. So I had to change my mindset and realize, like, okay, so this is genuine. I'm not as tall as them, but in the facial features, she giving me more credit than she gave them. So what I lack in height, she felt like I made up for it in my features, and what they lacked in their features, they made up for it in their height. And this is what I want you to start to understand and think about when you're looking at looks compatibility. So if you notice, when somebody lacking in their body, they got to make up for it with their money. When somebody lacking in their money, they got to make up for it with their body, meaning their looks or their body, or looks and body. And this is why we are struggling right now to find more couples, because of how people are misjudging one another. So it's kind of like, hey, buddy, you decently successful, but you 5'7". In order for this woman that you want to give you a pass for being 5'7", you're gonna have to net 7 figures. Not gross 7 figures. You're gonna have to net 7 figures for her to give you a pass on that height, because at your income of 500,000, she want a man still 6 foot or taller. The level of woman that you looking at. Now, if you come on down a couple notches and be a little more realistic, you can find a naturally beautiful woman that could be just as beautiful as the woman you lusting after, with a little couple tweaks on the fashion and on the skincare and on just, you know, hair and eyebrows and whatnot. But she's not operating with your $500,000 right now, so she just naturally pretty. But with your $500,000 coming into that household, now she can afford that $200 gym membership and that $100 Pilates membership and that $100 yoga membership and that $1,000 a month skincare routine and facials and better extensions if she wear extensions. And now she's gonna start to look different because of what she has access to. And that's what a lot of guys not understanding. And the same thing with women. They looking at this guy and say, well, he's not as athletic as I want him to be. Well, guess what? When you come into his life and you helping him eat right, he sleeping right, he working out because you working out, this man who you don't think has a ugly face, his face gonna get chiseled over the next 12 to 18 months, and his body gonna change drastically, and he gonna look like a whole nother person. So you looking at him, you like, yeah, he's 6'2", but he 350 pounds, or he 300 pounds, so it's a no-go. Well, but he got the character. So all he needs is some working out. But he need that stability that come with a woman. So this is what we got to understand. This is a long video, way longer than it was supposed to be, but this helped me get through my drives, especially when I'm tired like I am today. God bless you. And I want this long because I need to kind of talk through it because people sensitive. But this is something you can watch by yourself. And, you know, don't cry. Don't be upset. Don't get discouraged. Just start to kind of evaluate things a little differently and make sure you're looking at it the right way. Hey, this is Tony Gasser. Remember, if you're a life coach, we got the mastermind enrolling right now through January 31st. You'll see Life Coaches Mastermind on TonyGasserAcademy.com. Also, got This Is My Year 2023 on TonyGasserAcademy.com. It's only $25. 10 lessons that's going to help you change your life this year. So make sure you go on over to TonyGasserAcademy.com and get that. God bless you. We'll talk soon.